Today's episode is brought to you by Everything is Messy, a book about resilience, reality, and personal development with recipes to help you live a happy, healthy, positive, and productive life. What you can expect from this book, it is a one-of-a-kind publication. You are going to experience a little bit of everything. Personal development, life lessons, real solutions, budget-friendly vegan recipes, there's over 20 of them in here, and proof that anything is possible when following the right formula. I want you to enjoy this journey when you read Everything is Messy. I want it to really make you think about the goals you have and the dreams you stop chasing. I want this book to help you get organized, be creative in the kitchen, level up in life, and I want it to make you believe again. You can, and I promise, have anything out of life, but you simply must put in the work. Use this book when you need it. Come back to it and, of course, share it with a friend. It is better to go through these times in life with an excellent support system, a good head on your shoulders, and a sense of humor, and the understanding that manifesting and visualizing an outcome can profoundly change your life. You guys, Everything is Messy is out now. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on Barnes & Noble. Head to everythingismessy.com. You can check your favorite retailer that is currently available, the ebook and the paperback, in the United States, in the UK, in Europe, in New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. I'm so proud of this book, and the best thing is that you can probably read it in about 2 hours or so, and the community to join with over 100 healthy recipes is completely free. So head to everythingismessy.com, grab a copy of your book today, whether it's the ebook or the paperback. If you'd like a signed copy, send me a DM on Instagram at The Happy Workaholic. I would be more than happy to write a special message for you and your friend in the book. Pop it in the mail. And don't forget to head on over to everythingismessy.com to see which retailer in your country, in your city, is currently carrying the book, as well as online, and the link to join the free community where I have filmed over 100 healthy recipes, how-to videos, and so many other life hacks, kitchen hacks. I have special links with brands where you get brand deals, and there's so much more in the Everything is Messy community. So again, head to everythingismessy.com, check out all the details, and I cannot wait to see you in the community. Welcome to the Happy Workaholic Podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman. Over the past 20 years, I've worked in beauty, luxury, corporate, and service-driven industries. I created the opportunity in these careers and in my own businesses that allowed me to travel the world, experience once-in-a-lifetime events, and build brands while providing my expertise to clients all around the globe. Life is short, and when you're given a second chance, you better believe I'm going to take it, celebrate it, and share it with you. This show is intended to elevate your mind, upgrade your business, enhance your life, and become part of a positive and uplifting community. If you're ready to take your business and life to that next level you deserve to be at, this is the show for you. Inspiration, motivation, and determination are what got me to where I am today. Tune in every week to hear from myself, other entrepreneurs, professional patients, small business owners, and fellow podcasters who will be featured on the show. I'm here to remind you to work hard, share your story, follow your dreams, and never, ever give up. Thanks for taking the time to subscribe to the Happy Workaholic Podcast. Today's episode starts now. Hello, and welcome back to a brand new show. You are listening to episode number 258, and we are so close to our 4-year anniversary, 300 episodes. You guys, this is crazy. Can we just take a moment and talk about allergies for a minute? I don't know about you, but my eyeballs are currently burning. Yesterday, they were on fire. They were swollen. I've never really had this issue. When I moved to Vegas for the first time, it was a nightmare. And now all of a sudden, the long guys were here. They were outside. There's pollen everywhere. Maybe that's what triggered it. But thank God we're living in an audio space at this moment. However, I have to do a couple Facebook Lives after this. So that situation might not be as pretty since I'm currently dabbing my eyeballs with the tissue because they're burning. Anyway, I do Flonase. Basically, I do Flonase every day because it helps prevent vertigo for me. And if you've been listening to the show for a while, I've talked about that before, so feel free to scroll back, search vertigo. And that's supposed to help with allergies as well, but it is, and now I feel like I'm a little bit nasally, but my eyes are on fire. So if you have any tricks, feel free to let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram. I would really appreciate that because it's super freaking annoying. Anyway, today's show is going to be all about money and credit, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet, just like my newsletter this week, because I have a lot happening, which I can't wait to share with you guys, but my week has just been nuts. But this is something that's really important, and a lot of people wanted to hear more on this since I touched on it in my last newsletter and my show, last episode. And in the Happy Workaholic Network, which is the podcast community. So if you're not signed up for my newsletter, feel free to go to thehappyworkaholic.com and do so. And then if you're not in the podcast community, I've even had like an extra large iced coffee today, and now I still can't speak. And these allergies are like really throwing me off. Head to Facebook and type in the Happy Workaholic Network, and that is the podcast community where I'm actually going to be showing how I close out my end of month and how I prepare content for a new month and how I organize and situate literally all my calendars, marketing, logistics, operations, content, planner, schedule, like everything that I do in my business, I'm going to be showing in the group today after I record. So head on over to the Happy Workaholic Network, which is a Facebook group. You could just search it or get the link from thehappyworkaholic.com and join us over there. You can always watch the replay, of course. But I wanted to share with you guys a couple of my tips and tricks. And I actually got a car this week, and it really helped in the long run with these tips and tricks that I implemented and figured out myself, because money and credit is something I just like avoided for years when I was sick, and I just didn't care because I thought I was going to die. So I was like, whatever. And I'm somebody that didn't have enough credit. So then it like screws you in the long run. So I had to build credit. I didn't have any debt. I did have a lot of stuff that I disputed, which I'll get into, but that was my issue. So over the past couple of months, I've upped my score 150 points, which I'm so proud of. And I'm going to share with you today how I did that. Couple tricks. So let's just dive right in. And again, if you guys have any questions at all, head on over to the Happy Workaholic Network, which is the podcast community. Go in there, ask me any questions you want, or you could just send me a DM on Instagram at the Happy Workaholic, or you could just shoot me an email. And so you can contact me on my site, thehappyworkaholic.com. Okay. 3 credit accounts you want to open, credit score accounts that are free. I have upgraded one of them. I don't see a difference. So I suggest you don't even need to do that. So there's 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Each of them kind of have their own website that pulls the numbers from their reports that I feel are beneficial to open 3 different accounts. For example, freecreditreport.com. That is Experian. They pull Experian numbers. If you upgrade, they'll show you TransUnion and Equifax, although creditsesame.com and creditkarma.com focus on different ones. So I suggest opening the 3 accounts today so that you can really see which ones are pushing out which kind of information, who has different things in collections, or they're posting different accounts that you're paying on, because they really are different. And I've spent months on this, more than 6 months, doing my research, playing this game of looking and disputing and all of this stuff, which I'm going to share everything with you now. So number 1, open these 3 free accounts. Freecreditreport.com, again, that's Experian, creditsesame.com, which focuses on TransUnion, creditkarma.com, which focuses on Equifax. I highly recommend you do that today. Then you're going to want to investigate and do your deep dive and research everything on there and see like who's reporting what. First of all, make sure your social, your address, your names, your business, all of that is correct. Over the last couple of weeks, I've heard so many stories, just because I've been talking to people a lot about this lately, about their identity getting stolen. So this is why it's really important to know what is happening with your credit report, and it will immediately flag you. So when I was shopping for a car this week, as soon as they put in my social, my info, my phone went nuts, because I'm on these 3 free accounts and I have alerts set up for every single thing. So do your research, write down what needs to be taken care of. How can you bump up your score? So my issue was I didn't have enough credit. So I had to build credit. And I've talked a couple times in previous episodes, but this episode is going to be all about exactly how I did it. So I had to open accounts. 5 is recommended that you have revolving, that you're paying monthly for them to report to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So I opened Self Credit Builder, which is a $600 loan. I pay $25 a month. And so it starts reporting, I'm paying on a loan, I'm paying on a loan. So that's great. Once you hit $100, so it's 4 months, they give you a credit card. And so what you're paying into actually goes on the card. So then you're playing with that money, and then it's like a double boost on your credit report because you're paying the loan and then you're paying your card. So it's the same money. So they allow you the card. So that's a double bump. So that's really, really good. Something to do. All of this stuff is going to be in the show notes for you, by the way. I think there's, I'm an affiliate for not really an affiliate, but I have a code for you for the Self Credit Builder. I highly recommend that. It is the first thing that I did when I needed to start opening accounts. The second thing I did is I went to see what was negative, anything in collections, and there was like 12 or 14, which should not have been there. And when you're looking at Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax on these 3 different websites, they're not all going to be the same. I literally just found like a month and a half ago a $40 doctor bill from 2016 that 1 should have been covered by my insurance, and 2, it's $40. That's like 25, 30 points. It's going to bump up my credit score, but like I would have just paid that in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. If I knew it was freaking there, it literally just showed up. And I was like, what the hell is this? So I took care of it. I'm also going to share with you how I did that. So again, open the three free credit accounts, freecreditreport.com, creditsesame.com, creditkarma.com, and start investigating and doing all of your research. Write down, and then number 2, write down your disputes. When you dispute through Free Credit Report, it basically takes about 2 weeks for an answer. This is why you need to be on all 3. Again, a prime example. When I had to dispute through Credit Karma, Credit Sesame rather, it went through TransUnion, and that takes a month to dispute, and then it takes another 7 days to post. So if you're trying to get a house or a car, this is stuff you need to do way in advance. So this is why I'm telling you now, so that you can start researching and fixing anything that's wrong with your credit so that you can be in a good spot when it comes time to getting a house or a car, whatever you need a better credit score for, or if you just want one. So I started disputing so many things on Free Credit Report. I won each time. So that bumped me up like 25, 30 points. And then again, I got another card. So then I'm paying on that. So what I did with my credit cards is that I have, and you're never supposed to go over 30% spending. So utilization percent, they call it. So I have different cards where I'm at 10, 20, 30% revolving, and I'm just every month have a bill that goes on there, and then every month I pay it off. Now, I tried to do something last month where I just paid the minimum rather than the full, and my points dropped. So always try to pay off in full as much as you can, because that will keep your score as high as possible. Now, when it comes time to paying your credit card, this is a method that I literally shared with the dealership I was just at that bumps me up every time. So say, for example, your credit card bill is $100 and it's due on the 15th. What you want to do is split that $100 into 2 payments. So you're going to pay $50 15 days prior, so on the 1st or the 31st, the 30th, and then $50 3 days prior, so on the 12th. That makes it look, well, you are paying double payments, but in reality, you just split your payment in half. That is another good trick that I've been doing, and it really helped boost my credit score on all 3, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So when it comes time to disputing, make sure you have documents, make sure you have proof, because most of the time they're going to ask you for that. So I recommend doing that. When I disputed this doctor bill for $40, you can get the information. You just look to see. So I Googled the doctor. I got the name. I asked for their collection department. I had a conversation. I was like, how do I get this off my credit? They said, well, it was so far, it was so long ago, we can't fix it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying the $40. So how about 20? And I'm like, you know what? $20 for boost my credit score another 25 points. That's worth it to me. I just wanted it off my freaking credit report. And then they even emailed me proof that I paid it off, proof that they're reporting to the agency, and it was a done deal in 2 days. That's way better than a month and a half that sometimes it takes, and then they come back and then they don't really make the change. So you need to just do it yourself. So this is what I did, literally my method to my madness with everything else. So I started disputing everything, and I won every time because they shouldn't have been on there in the first place. And most of the time, people are selling your emails, your credit, and they don't even want to deal with you. And especially with these reporting agencies or collections, like they're kind of shady. Let's just say that. So they'll just say, okay, like you won, you're good. And then you're bumped up. So just make sure that everything on your reports, all three of them are you, your address is right, your business is right, your income is right, whatever you want on there is correct. Make sure. That's why you need to look at all three, because they're not all showing the same. It's nuts. My name is like 20 different versions on all three reports. So after you're disputing, while you're disputing, see which credit cards make sense. So that self-credit builder, that made a lot of sense for me. And now I have a card. Then once you start paying, people are offering you more cards. Then I got more cards, and I have them in rotation, and I do the 15-3 method. So pay half my payment 15 days prior, and then the other half 3 days prior. So it makes it look like you're doing double payments. Something else that you can do on Experian that I was doing, but then I took myself off. Like, I'm just going to be totally transparent, because a friend of mine told me that's how he got his identity stolen. And I was like, oh, hell no, I don't want any part of that. So I took myself off, but so when you're on freecreditreport.com, Experian will say that they can boost your score if you sync like your T-Mobile bill and all your bills to your bank account. Well, that's giving them access to your bank account. And if your credit report isn't locked, you can get your identity stolen. And my friend told me that, and I was like, no, thank you. So I took that off. But those are really like numbers for Experian. Like TransUnion's not going to show you the 750 credit score. They're still going to show you 7. So it's just like a fake number, really, to like boost your morale and boost the score, but it doesn't show up anywhere else. So I wouldn't really recommend doing that. But again, it's preference, is totally up to you. Something else I do with my money is I'm looking at my money every single morning when I wake up. And then every Friday, I track my credit score. So I have an ongoing list. So how I do this is using this Excel spreadsheet that if you sign up for my newsletter on thehappyworkaholic.com, the spreadsheet, and if you don't want to sign up for my newsletter, that's totally fine, because the spreadsheet also lives in the podcast community, and I track everything there. So I have a few Excel spreadsheets that I use. One is for social media, my stats, my podcast downloads, growth, business numbers, all of that. Another one is for personal things. And then I have another one for financials and credit scores. So I track everything. So every Friday I do that. On the first of the month, I close out my entire month. So I do a lot more things that I'm going to be doing in my Facebook Live today in the group that I'm actually going to be showing. But I track everything on my Excel spreadsheet. And again, this is something that you can use for your household to keep you organized, your finances. You just pop in a name and make it your own. So there's no telling of the numbers, bringing it down, like no stressful Excel situation, because when I worked in corporate America, I had those and I hated Excel, but now I love it because it's my own. So don't get stressed out about that. But those are the tips that I have for you right now, how I boosted my credit score over 150 points in just a matter of months. So again, just to refresh, open all three free accounts, freecreditreport.com, creditsesame.com, creditkarma.com, research everything, all three, and make a list of what you need to take care of in the dispute department. And then when you get your cards, or you have your cards, start doing the 15-3 method, where you cut your payment in half and then pay 15 days prior, 3 days prior to the actual due date. Start opening new accounts like Self Credit Builder or new cards that you can rotate them and then pay them off to help boost you. And then use the Excel spreadsheet if you need to stay organized. Some other things that are on my next list of investigating is cryptocurrency, trading, stocks. There's this app called Stash app, which is stocks. I had, but I haven't used it in a while, so I need to like refresh myself and relearn that. I think there's a code to download it on my site as well. It was there, I'm not sure. I think it still is there. And then I'm going to be doing again my Facebook Live, all my end of month tasks, how I set everything up for a new month. But I wanted to share 3 books that I am currently reading or have read. And they're all about money. You're a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I just love her vibe. She talks just like me. I want to learn about money. She's straight to the point. I really like that book. There is Rich Bitch by Nicole Lapin and Rich as Fuck by Amanda Frances that's currently on its way to my house. So those are 3 money books. They're all in my Amazon store. I'll drop the link in the show notes. And that's just my short, sweet, to the point episode for you today, all about money and credit. And if you want any more tips and tricks, let me know. You know where to find me. And what else do I want to share with you guys today? So my brand new website is coming. I have a photo shoot next week. I've been repurposing a shit ton of content because I'm in the middle of a rebrand. So I highly suggest doing that. It's a lot, takes a lot off your plate when you're nice and organized. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in the group again today. And then if you are in need of any business and life coaching, I do have hour slots available this month, a couple of them. So if you're like, okay, I need a rebrand, I need more information on how you do all these things, like whatever you want to talk about, I have a couple hour slots left. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to share what is working for me on my credit, how I'm upping my points. I'm like on a mission with this. So if you have any other questions, let me know. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you have any more questions again on money, on credit, all of that. And I'm going to go do my Facebook Live now. So hopefully my eyes will stop burning and watering before then. So have a wonderful Friday. I will talk to you guys soon. Your time is so valuable, and I really appreciate you carving out a little piece of your day to listen to today's episode. If you liked this one, please share it with someone who you feel needs to hear this message. And don't forget to tag me at The Happy Workaholic on Facebook and Instagram so I can feature you on my stories. Listening on Apple Podcasts? I would love it if you would leave me a review on today's show. Your input means so much and also helps me create more of the content you'll love. Want to continue today's conversation? You can join us in the Happy Workaholic Network Facebook group. Simply answer the questions and you're in. For more information on myself and to get the latest in business, LinkedIn, organizing, and podcasting news, sign up to receive my weekly newsletter at thehappyworkaholic.com. I hope that your day continues to be happy, healthy, positive, and productive, and I'll talk to you again soon.